Hello, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me well. Bert, can you just confirm, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay, nice. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thanks, Harshita. We will probably have wait for a minute or two to see if more people will join before we start. So let's wait maybe for a minute more, if that's okay with everyone. And while we are waiting, what we usually like to do is ask people where they are from. So maybe if everyone wants to send in chat where you are coming from, we are curious to see. We usually have a lot of countries joining, so it's really nice to see that. Okay, Sweden, Finland, nice. So, okay, I think we can start. Probably some people will still join, but we have a lot to cover today. So just to introduce myself, I am Marina from RocketChat, and first of all, I would like to thank, as I said, all of you for joining us today, and of course to our partners for joining us as speakers from Elisa Videra and Echo, and of course my colleague Bert as well. So please, everyone, if you can just briefly introduce yourselves to our audience. Kristoff, maybe we can start with you and Echo.
Yeah, thank you very much. And very warm welcome from my side. I'm Kristoff. I'm the CEO and the founder of the Echo AG. The Echo AG is a cooperative association for European hoster and service provider. We build all the power together to say a footprint to the biggest US or Asian hyperscaler. And we are support our member and give the feedback to the channel, to the community, and very happy to work with RocketChat as an alternative program to Microsoft. And this is the Echo EG. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristoff, and thank you again for joining. I'm sure we'll have much good insights to share today. Sami, we can maybe proceed with Elisa Videra.
Hi all from my side as well. So my name is Sami Laaksonen and I'm working as a product manager at Elisa Videra. Elisa Videra is, part of the biggest Finnish service provider called Elisa. And what we are doing with Elisa Videra is that we are basically doing a collaboration solution that Elisa will deliver. We are a global company. We are doing collaboration for all these countries. And when it comes to the RocketChat, we have just productized RocketChat Pexip platform, which is our basically only on-prem secure solution that we are delivering. And we have been really successful with that solution. So that's why it's really nice to be here with discussing with you about things. Thank you.
Thank you, Sami. And Bert? Bert, I hope you can hear me.
We lost Bert.
It's okay. Until we try to connect with Bert, maybe I can jump in and introduce him. So he's my colleague from RocketChat as solution engineering, and he's here also because has a lot of say on this topic, and at the end of the presentation, he will also give you a short overview of RocketChat and how you can use RocketChat to secure your communication. But until we get back, Bert, let me just go through quick.
I'm back. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Marina.
okay.
I had some audio
Okay.
issues in the meantime. I'm
No
sorry for that.
worries, no worries. I tried, but I'm sure you can do better. So please feel free to
Thanks a lot.
introduce
Thanks a lot.
us.
So, my name is Bert. I'm heading up solution engineering team within RocketChat, and I'm very glad to be here on stage, of course, together also with you, Marina, but also, of course, with Kristoff from Echo and with Sami from Elisa Videra. So both of us are very close partners of us and helping us to deliver a sovereign solution for communication platforms here in Europe. So today I'm looking forward to have, first of all, together with you, the panel discussion to share a little bit how we're helping our customers together with our partners here. So
Yes.
thanks.
Thanks, Bert. Okay, so just to go quickly through the agenda, we'll kick off the webinar with panel discussion on this topic of Microsoft Teams Unbundled. Since we have experts in delivering secured collaboration solutions here today with us, I'm sure we'll have much to say, and I'm really looking forward to it. And then, as I said, Bert will just shortly do a solution overview and talk a bit more about RocketChat and how we can help you as a more secure alternative. At the end, of course, we will leave some time for questions and answers. So please feel free to post your questions to the question tab. You will see at the bottom on your right, there is a question tab. Please, if you can just try to do that there and not in chat, because then it's easier for us later on to review everything and to moderate, to not miss and skip any of your questions. So that's basically it. I think we can basically start with the main topic, and for today, this is the news of Microsoft Teams unbundled from Microsoft 365 and Office 365 suites in the European Union and Switzerland, starting with October 1st. So this decision is a response to the European Commitment's formal antitrust investigation following 2020 complaint by Slack, claiming that Microsoft practice of bundling these two services together was anti-competitive. I will just open the panel discussion, and so we can discuss more about the topic. But before doing that, just if you can check out the polls tab on your bottom right, and please, if you can just let us know, are you currently using Microsoft Teams as a collaboration tool or not? Okay, so we can just proceed with our discussion then. And Kristoff, maybe we can start with you. Can you tell us more on how this regulation will affect Microsoft customers and Teams users in DACH region? In general, what are the impressions from your client base on the decision?
Yes, the biggest point is Microsoft does it. The European Commission announced that want to start an investigation on Microsoft, what is the right way and what is the wrong way. And this is the point why Microsoft must be in the European Economic Area and Switzerland unbundle the Microsoft Teams feature out of the suites or product from Microsoft 365 or Office 365. So this is only for the European place. And here is a big challenge and a big chance for all the member. The big challenge is it is an including workaround system. We're connected to every one. Is this Office, is this SharePoint, is this voice, is this telecommunication, whatever. But with this unbundling on this product, you are open for new. What is the best solution, what you need, and what is the right GDPR aspects, what you set on. And this is a brilliant time for our member to look what we can do and what we can bring together with the pieces on RocketChat or Pexip or Collaboard or whatever other is working in, and you are 100% safe. And this is what it's going on from the 1st of November. Microsoft announced this on August, the end of August this year, and you see the market is changing, and it starts really, really fast, and it is a brilliant time for us.
And Kristoff, in terms of pricing, there was also a lot of changes there. Like, is it now affordable? Is it cheaper? Is it not? Like, what is your take on that? And what is the feedback from the clients in general?
Yeah, for the clients, if your tenant is running, you have no price changing. When you book new license, then it is it costs more, and the price is going up from €1 to €5 each user and each month. What the plan can do and what the solution is before. This is an example. If you have 100 employees in your company, you must pay for Teams with a new setup €500 each month more for the same situation in August or June this year. And this is a big challenge for many customers.
Yeah,
Sami, my personal opinion about this is that it's really good that this is happening, but this happened, let's say 2-3 years too late, but still it's now happening. And now it's definitely time to think about customer requirements. What kind of solution customers is requiring? And pretty often it's about security, it's about data privacy, and it's also, think about how to migrate perhaps the existing on-premise solutions to something else. Because if they cannot go to the cloud, they are not able to use Microsoft Teams or other public cloud solutions. So that's why this is definitely good news for us. And by the way, it's also good news for other, let's say, cloud providers, because now it's really good time to think about what kind of collaboration tools we need and we are ready to use, and which are compliant to our requirements and regulations.
Yeah, that's actually a great point, and the main topic here today as well. So as we know that basically Slack complained about the situation, but also it was in 2020 and basically started with COVID pandemic, and the work from home and remote work was accelerating at that time. So of course many of your clients and in general companies were looking for a collaboration solution that can support that, but within that, of course, there is a lot of security concerns. So that's why I guess today we also want to focus a lot on actually bring up this topic of this regulation being now a great opportunity for someone to maybe look for a more secure solution and look for alternatives. So Sami, you just briefly opened these topics, so if you can maybe more deep dive into like how this affected highly regulated companies you are working with, like what they are looking for at this moment, and what they are looking for in a more secure alternative for secure communications and collaboration.
First of all, I'm based in Finland, and we have at least here in Finland and in Nordic area, we have now our customers had a lot of interest in the on-prem solutions, because we all know what happened to the gas pipes under the Baltic Sea, what happened to data cables between Estonia and Finland, and also between Sweden and Estonia. So those are all, big threats to the public cloud services. From the Finland and Nordic perspective, those cloud services are pretty often run by, Central Europe, data centers in Central Europe. So that's why it's each issue, and our customers would not like to be so, dependent on these, cloud services. So that's one reason why we are thinking about on-prem solutions. So geopolitical things. Another one is, of course, data privacy and security. So we also have concern. So who can access the data? Who will do the troubleshoot? And pretty often these public providers, they have a support mechanism called follow the sun. So I understand that these cloud tenants can be set up to the EU area, but if the support model is kind of follow the sun, then there is a person who can access the data outside EU. So we are talking about operational sovereignty. And that's definitely the key value of this on-prem solution, because we can define who can access the data, who operates the data, and who owns the data. So this is a really, important thing. Additionally, we are often talking about security. How to implement enterprise or company security policies to their collaboration solutions. It's really hard for public cloud services. We are not able to kind of do, or let's say, if we are defining identity certificates to the servers or to the service, we are not able to implement our own security policy to the cloud-based services. But when it comes to the on-prem solution, we can definitely follow the rules and requirements that the company has when it comes to the security. So it's also really, really important thing. And then perhaps the third thing is that when we have a customers who are used to use, let's say, traditional unified communication clients and applications, for example, Skype for Business. And those kind of customers, they are perhaps not able to move to the Teams, because if they can, they perhaps have already made that. But now they are still using Skype for Business. And when they are doing, let's say, migration from Skype for Business to our RocketChat environment, they got much more features. So RocketChat is more like modern collaboration tool compared to these traditional UC clients. So that's why we can also improve their collaboration experience when they do this migration from traditional clients to this modern RocketChat client, which is integrated to the different, let's say, different application, but mainly we are talking about, video conferencing applications. So it's really nice solution, and it's really, our customers are really, really interested in about it. So I mainly have, let's say, 3 to 4 customer meetings per week. So it's really resonating at the moment.
Yeah, that's definitely nice to hear, and definitely makes a lot of sense. So, Kristoff, do you have something maybe to add on terms of security, maybe that Sami didn't mention?
The security is with RocketChat in your hand. And if you use a public cloud hyperscaler, they give your complete security hope in this hand. Well, you book the area of Amsterdam as an example, and the hyperscaler say, okay, I need the compute on this Amsterdam data center and move it over to Shiny, then it is your problem. This is your own data. But it is not in your hand. And this is what the biggest mindset for the customer must be. Your data, you give the rights from this to an hyperscaler. And this is no European companies, this is no European regulators. And what they do with this data, it is not in your hand.
Bert, I see you nodding, and I'm sure you have a lot to add on this topic.
A lot of things to add. So I think, first of all, very, very good points from Kristoff and from Sami, of course. So what we see is that we know that a lot of our customers are looking for a sovereign solution. And we also know that a lot of them are using Microsoft Teams because it was included in the past. It was included in their Office 365 solution. And most of these customers also know what Kristoff just mentioned. They know that, oh yeah, I'm not fully having a fully compliant solution. I'm not fully in control of all my data that I have there. But I also know that it was easy for them in the past because it just was always included into their package. right now, because of the changes that the European Commission made, is that they said like, oh, by the way, we are forcing these kind of customers to make a choice, and they have two choices right now. The first choice is going to a new contract with Microsoft Teams and just say that, hey, by the way, we know we are not fully compliant in what we would like to do. We know that we are not fully in control of our data, but we're still going to make a choice for Microsoft Teams solution, or they're going to look into the market and what are some other super solutions. And what we see is that a lot of these new customers, they're reaching out to us and to Elisabeth and to Echo to just say that, hey, we are looking for a sovereign solution where we are in 100% control of all of our data. And we know that we are looking for a solution that maybe is a cloud solution or maybe also as a fully air gap solution. So air gap can mean for customers that they have an installation where data is hosted in Europe, but there's no internet connection. So there's only the internal connections there. So we have all of these possibilities, and it's very nice to see that a lot of customers right now know that they have a choice and that they're also are looking also in the market and possible alternatives here.
And by the way, one additional approach to this is also that, end customers, they need to kind of ensure their business continuity. So especially if something happens, something, what they are not kind of planned might happen. So they need to be able to communicate to each other. And that's why perhaps their main tool might still be Microsoft Teams, but they need to build something else as well for business continuity purposes. So that's also opportunity for this kind of solution, especially if we think about customer verticals like public government customers or finance, healthcare customers. So I would say we have a lot of opportunities also those kind of verticals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. And this brings me also to another topic, and it's about interoperability. So one of the Commission's concern extended there as well, in terms of Microsoft intentionally or otherwise restrict interoperability between the services and other competitors, of course. So how interoperable it is now, like how interoperable it can be. How do you see it from your expert perspective? Maybe Sami, you can continue with that as well.
Okay, so when it comes to integrations or interoperability, I think that Microsoft does not restrict that by purpose. But of course, we know that they might change, and also they have changed their APIs. So that's the big thing and big issue when we do the integrations using the APIs. So we need to trust that they are not able to, or of course they can, but they do not change their APIs really frequently. Then, of course, it's about integration or use case, how we build the integration. Integration can be, for example, authentication flow, how we integrate our solution to the existing IDP, how do we perhaps enable some kind of multi-factor authentication. So those kind of things we need to take care of. And using this sovereign platform, it's basically the basic features that we can do. And we always enable those kind of things. And pretty often it's Microsoft Active Directory or it's Microsoft authentication where we do these kind of integrations. So this interoperability thing is really important for us, and it's also big strength for us because we have much more capabilities to do integrations if we compare to the cloud providers. Because cloud is always, they have their capabilities, they can do some integrations, but then when it's kind of not so common integration that end customer might require, they are not able to do it. So that's why we have all the capabilities to manage our integration. So it's really important as well. By the way, these interoperability things and integration capabilities, it was basically the fourth or third thing when we decided to productize these kind of sovereign platforms because it's really important for customers.
Yeah, definitely, and it definitely bring a lot of flexibility that, as you said, it's always kind of a challenge with some cloud providers. Bert, I'm interested in your opinion, but before you share your thoughts, I just wanted to remind the audience if you have any questions to post it in question or chat so we can go through it at the end of the webinar. Sorry, Bert. So, do you have something to add on that end of interoperability, especially like having in mind everything that we do here at RocketChat on this topic?
Yeah, yes, for sure. I think so. One of the reasons why the Commission had some concerns about the antitrust space is the freedom of choice, and the freedom of choice for citizens, but also for organizations. And I think especially in the communications space, you can see that a lot of different open standards that are being used. And these type of open standards are helping different types of vendors to also communicate with each other. So, and it also makes that different type of organizations have a freedom of choice of which type of solution that fits the best of their needs. And I think, as Sami just also already mentioned, is that Microsoft is not necessarily restricting these possibilities for delivering interoperable solution, but they're making it very hard. And that is sometimes because they're changing APIs, that's sometimes because they're not following these type of open standards. And that is sometimes quite difficult for multiple organizations to start collaborating with each other. And maybe this is also one of the reasons why we believe in open standards, why we believe it's important that multiple solutions can work with each other. And if you're okay with it, I'm happy to maybe show you something about what we can deliver as RocketChat here to see how we can help our customers here.
Yes, definitely. Thanks, Bart. So with that, I think we can maybe close the discussion. As I said, we are more than, and speakers are more than open to your questions, but maybe I can bring back the screen. So Bart, you can walk the audience through RocketChat. Maybe then we will also have something to discuss additionally. Just please, if you can let me know if you can see the screen. See the screen.
Yes, we can see the screen. So
Okay,
thanks.
but thank you. The floor is yours.
Thanks. I'm going to give a very short introduction, but indeed, I'm really looking forward to the Q&A at the end of this session, where we can really have some interaction also with the audience and also see that what are you guys thinking about and how we help you. So the first thing is that if we would like to introduce RocketChat is that you will see that we are focusing on three main use cases here. So you will see on the right top corner, the internal collaboration, customer citizen communication, and partner collaboration. So the first thing is the internal collaboration. That is also where we see that, for example, Microsoft Teams is used quite a lot. That's really about connecting multiple internal teams with each other. So for example, you have an HR team collaborating with a legal team or these type of communications there. So how can they be connected into a very secure environment? How can they not only share chat messages with each other, but also, for example, do file sharing or, for example, do whiteboarding or do different types of other types of collaboration? And also, of course, what we see most of the time is that people start with a chat, they start communicating with each other, and maybe they have a question, and they just would like to click on a button and start video conferencing. So that's quite powerful that they can move from a chat to a video with just one click in the solution there. As most of the people also know, we're working very closely there with Paxup so that we have a very nice integration how you can move from a chat to a video also there. And of course, you also have other solutions that we can integrate with. So the first use case is really an internal collaboration about how different colleagues can work with each other in group conversations or in direct messages. But of course, also if we then start looking a little bit further, is that how can different type of partners also start collaborating with each other? And different partners can be, for example, two government organizations. So in the past, two government organizations, they can send email messages with each other, or they maybe have set up some very complex integrations with each other. So what we are doing is that for the different types of organizations working together, we have different types of standards that we have implemented. So that's also what I referred to in the a few minutes ago, was about these type of open standards. So, for example, the most open standards that you see is Matrix. So Matrix gives you the possibility to have a secure communication between RocketChat and RocketChat, or for example, RocketChat and another type of solution that's also integrating the Matrix protocol. So when is this be very powerful? So the first thing is, for example, collaborating with multiple government agencies, maybe collaborating between multiple hospitals, for example, or any type of other examples. One of the other use cases that we also see quite often is in partner collaboration is how can you also integrate with Microsoft Teams? Because we see a lot of cases that RocketChat is used for, of course, for all on-premise and for all kind of secured communications with each other. But then they also sometimes would like to integrate with the Microsoft Teams. So maybe some other departments or some other part of the organization is maybe using Microsoft Teams. So how can they also securely communicate with those ones? And then maybe also a third use case that I would like to highlight here that's maybe not that common for Microsoft Teams, but it's just good to know this is also part of the solution, is that we also give you the possibility to also communicate with your customers or with your patients, for example. As maybe a patient from a hospital, I may be having a question, I may be just sending a text message to my hospital, and then I will be routed to the right agents. So all of this is also possible within the out-of-the-box platform there.
May I add one additional, because I have found this XMPP integration really interesting, because when the customer has the, let's say, IAM and presence deployment done, that they are using XMPP, and let's say that customer has 10,000 of users, so it's never one night change. So it's really important that we have these integration capabilities during the migration phase. So customer can decide when they do the migration and what is the timetable for the migration. So in reality, they are using two different platforms for the migration phase. And that's why these kind of, integrations are really important.
I really like that. Yeah, thanks a lot, Sami. And indeed, so you see also quite often that people are using a particular platform already in some part of the organization. How can you then integrate with the new and the more modern way of collaborating like this? And as you then also can see that, so we have multiple use cases, but we also see that how can we help the customers with that data sovereignty? So first of all, we can help you with the end-to-end encryption, making sure that all type of communications that will be end-to-end encrypted. We do have a very advanced role-based permissions also. So making sure that, for example, my role can be different than my colleague's role. And based on my role, I maybe can create new group conversations, but my colleague is maybe not able to do this. So you can easily see that the different types of role and different types of features that are enabled or disabled based on my role there. Of course, we also have a complete message auditing, making sure that if there's for some legal purposes, maybe some investigation need to happen on specific topics, on specific colleagues, that we also can have an advanced auditing there available. And of course, also, I think as Kristoff just already mentioned, is that how can we deliver GDPR, a GDPR compliance solution? How can we help in our platform there to make sure that we can also fulfill all type of requirements to make sure that we are in full control of all of our data? And being in full control of all of our data means also that we also can prevent which type of data can be shared with others or not. So let's say if I maybe would like to share maybe social security ID or maybe some other types of IDs that I easily then also can prevent which type of information can be shared. Data loss prevention is applying multiple rules on the data to maybe share that if I'm sharing social security ID, that it maybe will be hashtagged and it can't be shared until it's been approved by my manager, for example. For the hosting flexibility, we can see that together with our partners, you can see that we can deliver a fully on-premise, a sovereign cloud or an air-gapped solution also there, making sure that you have the possibility to decide where your data is hosted, in which country, in which borders there, and making sure that all of your data will be 100% owned by you. And then, of course, it's not only about the data, but it's also about the user adaptability. So how can you make sure that also the right people getting access to the platform? So we are having multiple solutions to integrate with identity access management. making sure that everybody can, on a user-friendly way, also, of course, access the platform, making sure that all of this also can be enabled and automated. And of course, also if users are accessing it, that they also can see that the solution can be completely white labeled with their own logos, maybe with their own look and feel a little bit. And if we're trying to get access for all type of users, then you also will see that you will have people with maybe some hearing or maybe some visible disabilities that they maybe can't see everything from the platform in the same way. So in that way, there's also different types of standards developed. Like in Germany, we do have the BIT 2.0 standard, making sure that from a usability point of view, that also everybody in a user-friendly way can access the platform. And also making sure that regarding WCAG, that's a 2.1, so that's an international standard to helping to make sure that also everybody has different types of functionalities in a platform to, for example, different types of contrast, different types of coloring, for example, to make sure that everybody can access the platform in a user-friendly way. WCAG is 2.1 is something that we will release next year, but it's also quite strong in development right now. But it's quite powerful also to see that how these type of features that you will see that helping to make sure that everybody can access the full platform here. Thanks a lot, Marina. And you can see that we are committed to your success. So what's our goal? Our goal is to make sure that we can, first of all, help you with a good understanding from your current environment, that we can maybe also help you to migrate to the new platform. And for doing this, we also would like to help you with a successful implementation. With that successful implementation, you will see that, of course, we do have our joint partners here that can help you with a successful implementation. We do have also our professional services, and with the professional services, we can maybe also help you with the migration or anything else like that. We also have different types of support available. So with the premium support, you can see that we can help you with the 24/7 support, and that we also have different types of possibilities like a customer success manager that is then maybe your point of contact who can help you to also internally check that all of your requirements are getting built in a correct way with your support agents, and making sure that we deliver you a premium enterprise support also there. And of course, you can also see that together with our partners that we're also delivering different types of cloud hosting solutions here, that making sure that that we all can deliver the requirements according to your needs in the location that you need with the service that you're looking for there.
Yes,
This was a short overview for me. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you for the overview. And since you mentioned the migration and implementation and everything related to that, we have a good question. How hard is actually to transit from Microsoft Teams to RocketChat? So maybe this can be a good opening to our Q&A time slot.
That's a very good question. Maybe Sami, would you like to maybe take the first answer on this one, or would you like me to kick off on this?
Please, Bert, I trust you.
That's good. Thanks a lot. That's good. So I think what we can do, I think the first thing is to have a very good understanding what you would like to migrate. So if it's only the data migration, then we do have a migration blueprint to just also identify with you how can we migrate your data from Microsoft Teams to RocketChat, that platform here. What we also can do is that in the initial assessment that we're going to do is also that we may be going to have a look which type of use cases are you using. Is it only internal team collaboration, maybe external team collaboration? Do you also have, for example, extensive file management integration there? Based on that, we are going to also set up multiple integrations into your new platform. Multiple integrations with, for example, with your user and group integrations. Maybe that we can synchronize your users and groups. Maybe that we also can have an integration with maybe your SharePoint on-premise, for example, or that we maybe can have an integration with different types of apps that you're looking for right now. So I think everything depends a little bit on your initial assessment, and based on that, then we're going to have a look how we can also then migrate not only your data, but maybe also some integrations also to the new platform.
Thanks, Bert. Sami, do you want to add something or?
Well, perhaps something to add here is that, at least according to my experience, these sovereign collaboration platforms, these are always tailored solutions. So every customer, they have different kind of requirements for different kind of use cases. And that's why we always tailor the solution. And we build certain integrations to certain customers. And that's why Bert was totally correct when he was saying that it's pretty much about the use cases, what kind of customer use cases they have, what kind of requirements they have, and so on. So but I would say that we have tools to do everything that is needed to do this kind of migration.
Okay, thank you, Sami. We had also one question which is answered, but maybe if you can just want to expand, is RocketChat on-prem solution? So I know, Bert, you mentioned the deployment options, but if you maybe want to share a sentence or two more about that.
About the on-prem solution, you mean, or?
Yeah, just about all the deployment options we have. I know you mentioned, but this was the question. So maybe if there is something you would like to extend there, just as a question.
It's a good point. I think right now, for example, with Kristoff and team, we're very closely involved in, let's say, making sure that we can set up an automated and deployments with them. So making sure that if a new customer comes in, that we can deploy environments from, let's say, maybe 100 users to hundreds of thousands of users. Making sure that we can, with the way that how we have set up our integration, is making sure that we can fully script the types of deployments in there, and making sure that we can also size to any type of environments there. So it is a quite powerful solution. What you can see is that it is also, if a new customer comes in, how quickly we can also already spin up a new solution there. We are a very big fan of containerized solutions, and with the containerized solution, it helps also customers to scale to very large numbers there. So, and it has a lot of benefits there.
Thank you, Bert.
Maybe Kristoff. Thanks, maybe Kristoff.
Yeah.
Maybe Sami. Somebody would like to add something there.
Sami, you was first.
Okay. You are so polite. So, well, this on-prem solution, this is basically why we have productized this, RocketChat and XIP platform, because I would say that this is the most important benefit when we are doing this solution. It's really hard to compare cloud solution if customer is able to use cloud. It's so easy and quick to provision. So that's why I would say that this on-prem solution, data security, data privacy, data ownership, operational sovereignty, those are the key things when we sell this solution to our customers. So on-prem is definitely the key deployment model in my opinion. And it can be also air-gapped, so without any connections to internet. That's really important thing when we are talking with the, let's say, defense type of customers, so who do not allow any cloud usage.
Thank you, Sami. Kristoff, if you have something to add, please feel free.
No, as this time all my colleague has spoken was the right words, and I only can give more input on these words, but I don't think it is not for interest for everybody here.
Okay, thank you. We had also one question on how other organizations use RocketChat for external collaboration. So maybe if someone wants to share an example of one interesting use case to the audience.
Well,
should I start again? Yeah, or Sami, do you want to kick off? Yeah.
Well, yes, we have a really interesting use case here in Finland. So basically, we have a public customer who is about to deploy, let's say, up to 80,000 users. It's not fully deployed yet, but it's really interesting use case, and we will be public when it's done. Let's say all done. Now we are still building. It has been up and running about a year now, but still, we have a lot to do with that particular customer. So it's basically RocketChat, and it's Specs IP and those kind of things. Also, a lot of different integrations to the authentication flow and third-party IDPs and so on. So it's really nice case.
It's a very, very nice example, I think. And maybe also another example that I would like to highlight is that we see a lot of universities and research organizations who are also collaborating with each other. So they're first of all internally collaborating with their colleagues, but they also see that different organizations also they need to communicate in a secured way with each other. So in that sense, I also would like to come back on what I shared before, for example, the Matrix protocol or some other protocols that we have integrated that make sure that the different types of organizations can securely communicate with each other. And how does it look like? It's say if you have the necessary security roles, that could be that I'm just going to have a lookup for Sami and just say that, hey, I would like to invite Sami for a chat. Sami is receiving a notification, say, hey, Bert from an external organization would like to chat with you. Do you want to allow this? Yes or not? Oh, yes, I would like to allow this. And then we can have a secure chat with each other. And this, of course, is opening up a lot of different possibilities here. And it's a quite powerful way of inter-organization communication also.
Thank you, Bert. Definitely a lot of, with all this flexibility, a lot of use cases that can be covered, which is one of our main goals, to be able to support different organizations with different needs. Also, one question, and maybe we can close the webinar with this one. Can we send static location with picture in RocketChat? This feature is missing among apps, so not sure. Probably, Bart, you can answer this one.
Most of the time, if we hear a question like this, let's say there's a lot of things, a lot of details behind. So what I maybe suggest here is that I'm maybe going to share my email address here. Just send me some more details, and then I can happy to elaborate on this one. So what we do have is we do have a nice process about future releases. So what we can see is we can log it for our together with our product manager. We can log a case there and just see that these are the future requests there, and then we have a whole process around this. And I can share some more details also if you would like to share with me some more via email. I will share my email address in the chat, and don't hesitate to reach out.
Yeah, thank you, Bert. Please feel free to share email, and I encourage everyone, in case of additional questions, please to go to our website. There is a form to talk to our experts. So if there will be any questions related to this topic or any other topic, please feel free to reach out. And I think with this we came to the end of the webinar. Again, a big thanks to our speakers for joining us, our partners. Everyone who attended. For those who didn't manage to attend, we will send out the recording and the presentation, so they will be able to do a short recap. And I think that's it. Thanks again, and looking forward to another similar discussion. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.